Yeah. Look at that, right there. Check out that fatty. Alright guys, so way back in the fall, actually in the wintertime, I was looking at this Audubon or Wildlife Foundation little haversack to be my light tackle bag for trout fishing. So I'm up here in Iowa and I'm going to go trout fishing this morning. So in this, I've got one of my little trout tackle trays, and in here I've got a pouch, and in this pouch I've got my, let me set this, I can do it with one hand, I'll put it on, but I've got my little Condor Mini bush lure neck knife. It's just where I store it when I'm not using it. I don't wear it all the time. But I'll have this with me. It's a nice little blade. But I'm also going to have, oops, there we go. This will hold a canteen. And I always put like a little bit of Mio in there. And this canteen is frozen. And so that'll just stay in the truck. Because, you know, it's going to be pretty hot out there. For Iowa anyway, it's going to be low 90s, and so I'm heading way up into the driftless area to do some trout fishing. So hopefully I'll have a productive day, but that's just my ultralight setup, so I'm not having to carry the big Ego Cryptek tackle bag, and I can swap out the tackle trays if I want to bring my Mepps spinners tray. So I'll have my two ultralight ugly sticks, and then I'll have one of my big bass rods, because there is a spot near there where I can pull up and fish for some smallmouth. But that's just kind of a quick little intro of some of the stuff I'm going to be taking with me. I know I've got some buddies that are real into bushcraft gear, ultralight gear for not fishing but hiking. And so this little Wildlife Federation bag, it was a free gift if you made a donation, I think, to one of the programs. You got a subscription to a magazine, and usually it just sits around the house. I was like, hey, wait a minute, I can use this for when I go trout fishing, because I gotta, you know, walk through tall grass and get in there. The other thing is, when I'm walking through the tall grass, excuse me, I'm using that Sawyer's bug repellent. Keeps away ticks, fleas, any kind of critter that bites. So I've already treated my pants, and then up there my boots that I'll be wearing, those are all sprayed. There's my little gimpy trout net. It's old school kind of a bass net from back in the day, from like in the 80s, but it's gonna work for me for a little trout net. But anyway, so I've got that treatments put on my pants and boots, and then I just put off, you know, like on my shirt, and I could treat my shirt with that Sawyer's. The Sawyer's it isn't bad for people, doesn't harm them, but it does work on all the bugs. Anyway, so that's pretty much it. I'll see you out at the fishing hole. Looks like an Amish buggy has been through here. That's a big old pile of horse dung. Welcome back, fishing friends, to another adventure. Alright guys, I'm at one of my favorite trout streams, and they have redone this whole area. They did some improvements, put some trout hides in here. I'm not going to fish this stretch, but I just wanted to see where the improvements had come in. I mean, this will all grow in one day, but you can see where the trout are going to have lots of places to hide out. This is terrific. It's looking good. Hey, if you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. My name's Alan, and I like to get out and fish. I appreciate your support. I appreciate everyone's support, so please like, share, and subscribe. So the improvements here are going to help quite a bit. There's some other pockets in there where I'm going to fish, but we may come back to this one. I've got my 2 5-foot ugly sticks with 4-pound line on them. One's going to I'm going to float a night crawler. The other one's got a little Mepps. All right, guys. So this is my Cast King Sharky 2. I've got a little Mepps spinner on here. There we go. There we go. Fish on. There we go. That's a good sized trout. It's a nice rainbow. Let's take a look at him and see. Had to bushwhack into some cabbage here, guys. Oh, come on. I got my hands wet. Now, I'm not keeping any of these. If I catch one and he's got hooked, I'll keep him, but for the most part, I'll turn him loose. There we go. Nice fish right in that hole. Ah, there he goes. He's fine. All right, so there's one. Let's keep it going. Okay, guys, so I just throw the spinner in there and I just crank it through. That may have been the only one in that hole. It's kind of tricky with the spinner. I thought about buying a Tenkara rod, but I didn't. I've got a buddy that uses one, and he really loves it. Oh, almost a snag. Whew, that current. Okay, I'm gonna move down a little bit further, but I'm gonna first I'm gonna try to float a night crawler right into this mess and see what happens. Hits in here. There's been rain, so the water isn't very clear. I'm gonna try to float a night crawler through there. This time last year I spooked a doe out of here with a fawn. Right out of there. It was kind of interesting. But boy, they've done a lot of work in here to get this into shape. All right, let me try the night crawler. Still floating the night crawler. Alright guys, we're going to try this little hole. All I do is just float it in there. Hopefully I don't get snagged. Nothing there. Oh! What was that? I had a hit. Hey guys, I came back to this spot. I didn't have much of anything going on down in the other places. With the crawler, yeah, I guess I had a couple of pokes, but to be honest, I think they were chubs. There goes a combine. Well, I've been fishing in and around these drop-offs and just nothing with the spinner or the worm. Usually the worm is just money. I got one more spot I'm gonna try. Not where they redid that whole area over there. It's back over here. I'm gonna test it out and see what we get. Kicked up a whole bunch of deer. And of course I wasn't recording. Pretty cool little spot, isn't it? But nothing in there so far. I'm gonna run the spinner through there too. I usually have good luck with just floating a night crawler through. I just kind of tug it along and it flops around in there. Good stuff. All right, let me switch to the spinner. Where is it? We're gonna drop it. All right, guys, so the thing with the spinner is this is just a size 1 gold-bladed Mepps Aglia. Man, that looks good. Oof, and that breeze feels great. We're supposed to get up into like the 90s today, which for Iowa is pretty hot. Was that a chub following it? Or maybe a little native trout? Now down at this end, they've done quite a few of, they haven't done as many improvements as they did way on the other side where I was. Okay guys, I've headed to a different spot here and we're gonna see how it goes. I've traded in the little light trout pack for my normal fishing gear. And one cool thing is here in Iowa is this, even though it's private property, they'll let you fish on it, but you got to respect things, don't trash, don't do any of that kind of stuff. And it makes things so much nicer so people can enjoy the places to fish. Looks like the water's up, because usually you can wade out there. There's a bank out there. See, here's a chunk of a sign. I don't know what that thing is, a bait box. And some stuff gets washed down river. I'll try to get that out. But when I fished this before, guys, there's the bridge I crossed. There have been tons, I mean tons. Let me get this so it doesn't roll down the hill. There have been tons and tons of white suckers in here, and they just drift. Looking for night crawlers and such. There's a ton of smallmouth in here too. One time I threw a whopper plopper out here for about 2 hours. You could wade out, you know, well, not really wade, the beach was out here. And now this is all kind of overgrown. I mean, the water levels up. Right in there is where all of those white suckers were. I'm going to try to throw a night crawler in there. Something's barking in there. I'm just throwing the comet minnow. And people do put on waders and they head out here and wade. I just got my fishing boots on, so I'm not going to do much wading. But you know, it's a cool place to fish. Let's see if I can get over here and then here. There we go. But anyway, I threw the whopper plopper, let it drift all the way into that corner pocket, nothing. And there's a lot of smallmouth in here. Sometimes you get pike. That trout creek I was fishing drains into here, so you can get some trout. Sounds like a badger over there, squawking up a storm. Wouldn't surprise me. I can tell you right now where the smallmouth are. You can see through there where the rapids are, but I just can't get there. It's gorgeous bluffs. Man, this thing looks good in the water. Such a cool place to fish. I've got a couple spots like these here and there. There's one I'm going to go up to here in a little bit. Dang, there's just nothing in there. Some cabbage. And it's supposed to get hot later today. It's like low 80s now. It's supposed to get up to around 90. All right, guys. Dang it. I was hooked up. I gotta try that again. I was letting this drift through there and bobber went straight down. I've just got a night crawler on here. Threw it too far that time. All right, guys, we're hooked up right in front of me. Finally, I caught something there. What in the hell is this? Ah, so this is what's been causing the issues. Let me get him up there. It's a shiner, but that's perfect northern pike bait. All right, guys, spot number 2. I've fished here before. We'll see what we can get. I'm gonna throw a bucktail jig through here. I'm gonna head up there and fire in there. Some of these areas too. Hopefully we'll get something. All right, guys, I'm hooked up. Let's see what it is. Oh, it's a nice smallmouth from right there. There we go. Not bad. Just caught him right down in the rocks. I can see him jumping around down in there. I can see the fish coming up to the surface and jumping. All right, let's keep it going. Oh, I had one right here, guys, and I lost him. Right under that rock he hit. Dang it. See if he goes back in there. All right, guys, I don't know if you can hear me. I'm just using a little 2.75-inch tube. Just pitching it into the rough here. I can see the smallmouth jumping in there sometimes. Got a bunch of bait fish in here too. Okay, guys, I'm going to conduct a little experiment with the ultralight. Throw the anisaptera in there. I see all kinds of bait fish in here. Alright, guys, I'm throwing the Berkeley twitch tail down in there. I just see tons of bait fish. A lot of smallmouth jumping around. There we go. Oh! I had a hit right there. I got him. I've been goofing around with this guy for a little while. There he is. It's a nice smallmouth. Small, but a nice one. He's just hiding under this rock right here. There we go. All right, guys, we're hooked up. Ah! He came off right there. Looked like it was like a 5 or 6 inch smallmouth, not very big. Oh man. All right, let's keep going. All right, guys, in the rapids. Well, this is a big shiner right here. Check that one out. It's pretty big. All right, guys, something else in the rapids. Is it gonna be another shiner? Holy cow, check out that fatso. There we go. It looks like a little carp or shiner. Shiner, I think. All right, that's it for the night crawlers. I'm gonna switch to the Berkeley twitchtail one more time. All right, guys, that's gonna wrap it up from here. I had to get up out of that rapid so it wasn't so, you know, crazy down there so you could hear. But I had a good time down there. Hey, thanks for hanging out with me. You know, the fish weren't big, but they sure were fun to catch. All right, guys, until next time, I'll see you then. Bye-bye. Okay, guys, how do I drop a night crawler in there and then I can't find it? Psh, imagine that. Okay, I used the whole crawler and I just floated in and kind of dangle it. And what is this? All right, guys, that's gonna wrap it up for me for today. I came up here out of the from all the all the rushing rapids and waters. It's hard to hear down there.